Welcome to Engineering Studio with Dr. Mohammed Tahir. In this video, we will discuss about the AISC requirements for connection in case of tension member, then limitation for the slenderness ratio in case of tension member, then we will go for design procedure for tension member, and finally we will solve one or two design examples for tension member. So first of all, requirements for connection. The minimum spacing of bolts or rivets. The minimum spacing of bolts or rivets should be more than 2.67 dB. So the spacing should be more than 2.67 times diameter of this bolt, and the clear spacing between these holes should be at least D. So it should be greater than D, and this pitch should be greater than 2.67 times diameter of the bolt. And the preferable spacing of the bolts is 3 times diameter. So this preferable value of pitch is 3 times diameter of bolt. Okay, next is minimum edge distance. The distance from the center line of the hole up to the edge. So this edge distance, it should be either according to this table. For different diameter of bolts, the corresponding value for the edge distance is given in AISC code. So for example, for 20 mm dia bolt, the edge distance, the minimum edge distance should be 26 mm, or otherwise we can keep this edge distance more than 1.5 times diameter of the bolt. Okay, next is limitation on maximum edge distance. So the maximum edge distance should be less than 12 times thickness of the connected part, 12 times thickness of the connected parts under consideration, and shall not exceed 150, or it should be 150 millimeters. So lesser of 12 times the thickness of the plate or the thickness of the connected member, or the value 150 millimeter. So maximum edge distance cannot be more than 150 millimeter. So the next is maximum spacing or the maximum pitch of the bolt. So the maximum spacing of the bolts, it is decided based on the environmental conditions. If the member is subjected to corrosion, so then this spacing should not exceed 24 times the thickness of the thinner part, or 300 millimeters. So it means this should be, pitch should be less than 24 times thickness, or 300 millimeter. Similarly, for members which are subjected to corrosion and they are unpainted, so in that case this pitch should be less than 14 times thickness, or 180 millimeter. 14 times thickness, or 180 millimeter. So these are the limitation on maximum and minimum edge distance, as well as maximum and minimum spacing of the bolt. Okay, next is what should be the minimum width of the connected leg. So what should be its width? So its width is based on these factors. So first is transverse edge distance. So the distance from this edge up to the center of the bolt, so which we have studied in the previous slide, which is, should be more than 1.5 diameter of the bolt. So we should consider this transverse edge distance 1.5 times diameter of bolt. Then the clearance between this bolt up to the head of the bolt in the transverse leg. So the clearance to the bolt head on the other leg side from center of the bolt. This distance from here up to here, so this should be equal to D times D plus 6. So diameter of bolt plus 6 millimeter. Then the thickness of this transverse leg, or the perpendicular leg, so plus the dimension of this bolt head, which is 0.75 times diameter plus 2 millimeter extra. So if we simplify this, so it will become 3.25 diameter of bolt plus 18 millimeter. So this is the case when the bolts are present on both the legs. So in that case we will consider this expression, and if the bolt is only on one leg, so then we can consider this expression. So by using these two expressions we can calculate the minimum length or minimum dimension of the connected leg, B minimum. Okay, for 2 or 3 meter long members, we can estimate this width of the connected member by L over 40. So L is the span of the member divided by 40. It will give us the dimension this much. Minimum dimension that need to be connected with the other.